What's up guys, it's Meg and welcome back to Meg After Dark. Today we are talking about the latest episode of The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 2, The Damned. It aired last night. What did you guys think of the episode? There were a lot of crazy things that went down in this episode and, but most importantly, in that last 5 minutes. So before we get started on this review, let's just remind each other that we each have our own opinion. And each one is okay, and we don't have to agree with each other, but let's just be nice about it, okay? Because I'm tired of having people get angry with me because I don't really like Morales. I understand that a lot of you love him and are very happy that he's back, and that's okay. I disagree, and that's also okay. So let's just remember that as we go into this review, that we like each other, we're nice to each other, like, let's just be chill about this, okay? So let's just start off the review by talking about Morales and his big return to The Walking Dead. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever expect to see him again. If you saw my reaction video last night, you know I'm not necessarily pleased about it. Let me just explain my thoughts, and I'm not gonna go on and on about this for a while because I don't even really want to talk about it because I'm so annoyed at the fact that he's back. But seeing Morales there at the sanctuary and he's a savior, to me it just seems like the writers or the producers or whoever the hell thought that this should be a thing, they're just catering to the fans and the fan demand for Morales to return. I mean, people have been saying Morales should return for years now. Morales is everything. If there is a mystery person, it's Morales. If there's Negan, it's Morales. If there's who started Terminus, Morales is gonna be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, this has been like a theory for every fucking season of the show since season 2. Since he left in season 1. Like, and he was not even, okay, I've gone off on a tangent. My point real fast was that I feel like the writers and producers are catering more towards like a fan demand, like, ooh, fans would love this, let's do this, as opposed to like actually worrying about creating interesting storyline plot lines for the show. It felt like they just threw in like oh, here's a plot twist for ya. Morales is here and he's a savior, and like, how the hell did he get here? So that's my point on that. It felt more like, because there has been such demand for, I mean, not even such a demand, just like weird fucking theories about Morales coming back and being everyone and everything, and anytime there's something new, Morales is gonna be a part of it. Morales is alpha, you know, like, it's annoying to me that they have decided, like, after all that shit, after all those years of me telling people, like, no, it's not Morales, they're like, surprise, here's Morales. Like, maybe it's just me hating the fact that I've been so certain Morales is never gonna return and being wrong. Like, I'm a big enough person to admit that. I don't like being wrong. But now, to me, people have been saying like, ooh, I thought he was a great character. Like, I really liked him. Like, dude, he was in like 3 episodes. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the guy leave like right before they went to the CDC? Season 1 was 6 episodes long. So this dude was not even in the last, at least in the last 2 episodes of the season. Now, I don't remember, it's been so long, I don't remember exactly which episode he like took off on, but he had like no lines, okay? He was not an amazing character. You didn't love him, like, come on. Come on. I just, like, I don't know. Okay, I'm done. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. I will say that, like, the writers better fucking explain how the hell he got to the Savior's compound, the sanctuary, like the outpost, because if they don't explain it, like, that dude was not even headed anywhere near here. How in the hell did he just so happen to end up at the same place that Rick is trying to attack? Like, they just happen to end up in the same state? Come on. Okay, so if they can explain it to me in a way that like makes sense and not some far-fetched like, oh, you know, just it's gotta make sense to me, and I want an explanation in order for me to be on board with this, okay? And the fact that he's now a savior and he's like this bad guy and he's gonna turn in Rick, like, dude has I mean, there's no reason for him to have any loyalties. I've seen some people say like, oh, when he finds out that Negan killed Glenn, maybe he doesn't know that Negan killed Glenn. Okay, like, if he didn't have any attachments to Rick, he's not gonna have any attachments to Glenn. They weren't, Rick was not in a coma that long. Okay, so I don't even know how long Morales had been around Glenn in that group, but like, he took off in the beginning of the apocalypse, like, and he didn't look back. So he doesn't have that much of an attachment to Glenn, and any attachment he had, he's got his loyalties to the Saviors now. So even if he didn't know that Negan killed Glenn, which I find that really hard to believe, I don't think it would matter, to be honest with you. So anyways, I feel like the dude's irrelevant. I'd rather know where Heath is. Hi, what about Heath? I'd rather know where he is than have this dude from season 1 come back that nobody even gives a shit about. I mean, I guess clearly people do give a shit about him, but I just feel like it's just stupid. Okay, I've said I'm moving on like 3 times. Let's get into the rest of the show. The episode started out with these really nice up-close shots of each of our kind of groups of people, a lot of our main characters. So we saw Rick, we saw Daryl, we saw Ezekiel and Carol, and we saw Aaron. So there are these really, and Jesus, I think we saw too, Tara. We saw these really up close, like super in your face, cameras in their face shots, and you can really see the varying emotions that these people have in what they're doing. And I really love that, because it sounds cheesy or whatever, but it really felt like you're close, not just close to the camera, but that you were closer to these characters. And I love the way that they also ended the show in the exact same way. You can see the determination in their face to, you know, for this war that they're doing. So I really enjoyed that it opened up the episode and ended the episode with that. The attacks on the outpost, it was slightly, I don't know. It was confusing to me at first, because I was trying to figure out why Aaron's group was just attacking and not like going in. I thought that Rick and Daryl were in the same building because they were looking for the guns, and what was her name? Mara? Something like that. The chick with the radio. She was saying like, lock the stairwells, lock everything going up, and it sounded like she was radioing somebody who was there inside, because then you see the 2 guards like at the door, and you hear on the radio she's saying like, stay put or something like that, like stand your ground, stay in your place, whatever. I can't remember what she said, basically telling him to stay there. And then Rick and Daryl take them out. So it seemed like all of these people had rushed to the front gate and they had all their weapons there, and then Rick and Daryl were upstairs looking for the weapons when really the weapons are down there and they were cleaning them. I mean, I could be totally wrong, and somebody else already told me I was wrong. So please clarify, like if you guys understood that more, please feel free to clarify that for me. But they did meet all in one place. You know, Ezekiel's group and Carol's group is off doing their thing. Tara and Jesus are doing their thing. But when we saw Rick like regroup there, it seemed like he was with all the cars and then the cars went to the other outpost. I don't know. I'm probably totally wrong with that. It seemed like there was a diversion, like they were bringing everyone down to fight the people in the cars while Daryl and Rick like went in the back way. But I could totally be wrong. They could be at a completely different place. Which it sounds like some people have told me that that's what was happening. Anyways, regardless, I thought that was pretty awesome, seeing all of their different attacks and stuff. And let's see, moving on. Let's talk about Morgan for a second. For one, this episode had me like literally shaking the entire time with anxiety, because I was like, any second somebody's gonna die. Let's talk about Morgan and his "I don't die" phrase, because I feel like he's said this before, and it makes me very nervous when he says that. I don't know what makes him think that he's not gonna die, but he is very certain of it because he's lived through a lot. He's survived a lot. And look at him. He was literally gunned down in the hallway. The 2 other guys with him are dead, and he just gets up like, I'm good, let's go. And he starts just like blasting people. And he is, in his head, he is hearing Rick's speech back at Alexandria when he is saying, like, we have to attack them before they attack us. Back, you know, when Rick was certain that that's what would work out, before any of this stuff happened. And Morgan was still in that mindset of like, I don't want to kill, I can help you, but I'm not going to kill. And now he is, I think, like in this mode of like, he's killing multiple people. He's not just killing them here and there, he's killing a lot of people really quickly. And I feel like it's getting to him. And now he's kind of like in full clear mode again. And when he says, I don't die, like, it makes me really scared for him. I honestly feel like the war is not going to end well for him. I don't think that he's going to survive the end of this, to be honest. It's just, you know, when they start doing the I don't die thing, and he's had so many like near misses here, and I don't know, it feels wrong. It feels like he's gonna die. But I think I don't think it's gonna be in the next couple of, I think it's gonna be towards like probably the mid-season finale or something like that. So Tara and Jesus are in one of these outposts, and they're like complete opposites. I don't know what's going through Jesus's mind. He is like being this moral compass all of a sudden, and he is not trying to kill these people. And I just like, he was on board with this plan until they got there, and it's like time to start killing people, and he's like, nah, I'm good. You know, it's like, should you not have voiced your opinion before we got here to this outpost, before we like came inside and started killing everyone? Because he was right there like killing people. And I know that like he gets that, he gets it, like he will kill if it's absolutely necessary. Like if it's him or them, he's gonna kill them, just like he did right away when they walked into the outpost. But this whole thing, like, he just nearly died at the hands of this guy that was like shaking Pete's pants, like putting on a show. And the guy attacked him and had a gun to his head and was like sniffing his hair. And he was like, nah, he can still live, it's okay. And then they have this whole group of saviors that they have not killed, that they are, I don't know what, from the promo next week, it looks like they're gonna take them with as prisoners. I don't think that's gonna end very well. Like, I could see you taking 1 or 2 prisoners, but you're taking an entire group of prisoners. Like, these people are not gonna be loyal to you. Where are you gonna put them? Like, you don't have a jail that, I mean, you have 1 cell in Alexandria. You can't shove all these people in there. What are you going to do with them? They're not ever going to be loyal to you. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I think that in the comics, Jesus took 1, if I'm remembering correctly, he took 1 captive. I don't remember how that turned out. I feel like it didn't work out very well, but this is kind of new. This is a new thing that was not in the comics with them taking this huge group. So I'm interested to see, like, I don't think it's gonna end well. Maybe they'll all get eaten on the road there, but you see them, they're all like tied up in the promo walking, and it's weird. I don't know, but Tara and Jesus were really butting heads here. Probably shouldn't be leading groups together into battle if they're not in agreement with each other. I'm interested to see how all of that plays out. Let's talk about Ezekiel and Carol now. Ezekiel in this episode was like super overly positive. I think it was getting to Carol at first because I don't think she's used to that really. I found it to be rather annoying. I really like Ezekiel a lot, and I think positivity is contagious. And so when you want the way he like rules his kingdom, and you know, encourages the people and brings them into battle and gets them like pumped up is through his positivity. So I think that's great, but like, let's be realistic here as well. And I think that's what Carol was trying to say too. And so at the end, towards the end of the episode, when they find the guy, Shiva attacks the guy, and their plan is to head to another outpost, or head into the outpost or something, because they were looking for the guy. So they were worried that he was going to tell everyone that this was happening and they wouldn't even be able to get into the place. So they hear on the radio that like backup is coming, and they know that they shouldn't go and attack because they want to be able to take these people by surprise, and if they don't have the element of surprise, there's a good chance a lot of Ezekiel's people are going to die. And Ezekiel chooses to go anyways, and that's where his part of the episode ends, is that he's basically leading them to their deaths. That's what I feel like, and I firmly believe that Shiva will die in probably the next episode, whenever this confrontation, so I don't know what's happening in the next episode, but if the confrontation between Ezekiel's group and the Saviors happens in the next episode, I really believe that Shiva will die. Whenever that happens, whenever that confrontation happens, I'm pretty sure she's gonna die, and I'm really upset about it because I feel like we haven't had enough time with her, but I'm convinced that that's what's gonna happen. I am also a little bit worried about Jerry. Really like him. He's gotta survive, but I don't know, he's got to survive. I don't even want to think about it, but I am very worried that Ezekiel's positivity is getting the best of him here, and he's not making the right decision. Moving along, back to Rick and Daryl in this building, and they're alone, and they split up. This is one thing that you should never do, is you should never split up, especially in a building with Saviors. And Rick is alone. And let me just say something here. Let's remind ourselves that Rick used to be a sheriff. Like, he's a cop, he's a police officer. Like, he knows how to clear a room. When you're entering a house, when you're entering like the room, they have these protocols that they all know, like how to clear a room. And even if you're alone, like you would still be like looking and looking in each door. And he was taken off guard, not once, but twice. Twice. In this building. So he's caught off guard twice here. The first one is he kills this guy. Okay, it's a hard fight. Like, he's trying to choke this guy. This guy's strong, and he's fighting for all he has. And come to find out, Rick finally kills him, and he opens the door thinking the guns are gonna be in there, and it's a baby Gracie. He has just killed a father, desperately trying to protect his daughter, and now the baby is potentially an orphan. We don't know where the baby's mom is. There doesn't appear to be anybody else in this building that they've seen. So then he just leaves the baby. He leaves the baby in there. Like, he doesn't know. I don't know. As a mother, it really bothered me because that baby could eventually die. Like, if their plan is literally they're killing all the Saviors that they come into contact with. It's like they're annihilating them. So you're leaving a baby in this crib with the intention of killing everyone else around, and that baby is gonna starve and die. So it kind of bothered me a little bit that he just left. I don't know. It was very, as a parent, it was weird. And Rick is a parent, and you see that emotion on his face when he looks in the mirror. He's like, what have I just done? He would do anything to protect his own children, and those are some of the driving factors for him in fighting against Negan and creating a safe home in Alexandria and getting rid of these bad guys, you know, so that his children can be safe in a thriving home. And so to kill a father unknowingly, like, he didn't know, I don't blame him for that, but he killed a father desperately, like, you saw how hard that guy was fighting, desperately trying to protect his daughter. And I think Rick completely relates to that guy in that moment and feels utterly horrible, but not horrible enough to take the baby with him. I don't know why that bothers me so much. Then he goes into another room, and he doesn't clear that room either. He gets distracted by a photograph of Morales, and then Morales is there, and Morales is like, he was not surprised to see Rick. He knows all about Rick, so there was no like shock, like, oh, what are you doing here, Rick? Like, no, he knew. So, and he's all Savior. Like, there's no, he's not gonna be convinced to go to the other side, I don't think. So that's all hanging in the air. And we don't even know what Daryl's doing. Daryl's in the building somewhere. It looks like from the preview for next week that that all of the Saviors, the backup that was coming, because Morales already called for backup. The backup that was coming is now going to be in the building, and Daryl is the only one there that could potentially help Rick. And there's a bunch of Saviors coming, and they have no backup as far as I know, because they're probably not in the same place as the other people like I thought they were. So I don't know. I'm definitely excited for the next episode. I really enjoyed this episode. Don't get me wrong, just because I'm hating on Morales returning, I really enjoyed the episode. I just feel like we didn't need that plot twist. Like, I'm not interested in it. So that's it for my review. I thought it was a great episode. Let me know your comments down below. Like, what did you think? What did you love about it? Are you happy Morales is here? Are you in agreement with me that it's kind of lame? I would love to know both of your opinions. Remember, let's be nice to each other, and I will see you guys next week with my reaction video for episode 3. I hope you guys have a great night. Bye. Guys, I forgot to mention Eric. Like, how could I even forget that? Eric was shot. It's likely, very, very likely that he's gonna die because they are not close to a doctor by any means, and he's shot in the stomach, and it's not looking good for Eric. I feel so bad for Aaron because they have wanted to just be at peace and be with each other for like a long time now. So I feel really bad that I feel awful for Aaron. I'm so sad. I am kind of excited for what that means in comic book terms, which I'm not going to go into here. Comic book fans will know what I mean. I would love to see that eventually, but I am really sad for Eric, and I didn't want to end this video and not mention Eric getting shot. We also had Francine die as well, but I don't really care about her that much, but I feel really bad about Eric because it means a lot of pain for Aaron, and that makes me sad. Okay, that's it. Bye.